Welcome to Have I Got News for You. I'm Roy Wood Jr. In the news this week, Grandma asks if you want to watch Baby Girl with her.
No. Next question.
Twitter users complain about the site being overrun by bots, and Elon responds.
Who's making this stuff?
Not me!
Whoa!
RFK Jr. unveils his latest strategy to combat the measles.
Heifer, you ain't got to do nothing.
On Amber's team tonight, he's halfway to an EGOT, which is why he'll be taking over the role of Elphaba in Wicked Part 2. It's Alex Edelman. And joining Michael, she's a comedian who you've seen on Kimmel, Colin, and Rachel Maddow, where Rachel famously waved her over to the couch. It's Laurie Kilmartin. Now for the biggest stories of the week. Michael and Laurie, I'm gonna show you a clip. Watch the clip package and tell me what's the story.
That's the host of that game show. Yes.
That's
taking a wrecking ball to the world. And
that's rich people, wealthy, happy people.
We love you and we hate you. We hate you. Is it about the town halls? Is it about people like maybe showing up or not showing up? Is that what it is? Something like that?
The story is President Trump's first big speech to Congress celebrated his first 43 days in office and set the agenda for a new golden age. And of course, the Democrats were not having any of it. Oh, wait, no. That's my bad. That's Serbia. They get down in Serbian parliament. They don't fool around. The New York Times called Trump's 99-minute address, quote, replete with familiar exaggerations and falsehoods.
That'll
replete with lies and lies. They could just say that.
Do you all know what lie he spent 2 minutes on?
Oh, that he's going to make America great again.
It was this lie about finding fraud in Social Security.
Over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. And one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Is it Mitch McConnell?
Here's the oldest man we could find with the answer.
That is an outrageous law intended to lay the groundwork for cuts to Social Security.
You don't look a day over 159. Why else are people speculating that our social safety net isn't so safe?
Because they said they're going to cut half of the workforce? Does that have anything to do with it?
Last week, the Social Security Administration announced it's cutting 7,000 jobs in DOGE-initiated restructuring.
Restructuring.
And here's Elon Musk on Joe Rogan talking about exactly that.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
It might be a Ponzi scheme because there's all this money that through our careers we pay into Social Security, and none of that money is going to Elon Musk.
Also in his speech, Trump touted the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency as one of his biggest accomplishments so far, but he made sure to give credit where credit was due.
DOGE, which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
No,
Guys, please.
I'm just happy Elon didn't do the salute right then. Because I don't know about y'all, anytime Elon's hand come above his shoulder, I'm like, oh! But he brought it up and he was like, I tricked you. Why was Trump shouting out Elon as the head of DOGE? Why was that such an important
Because
moment?
he keeps saying Elon's not in charge of DOGE. And then he says he is in charge of DOGE. And then he says he's not in charge of DOGE. It's like the tariffs. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. It's like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. I don't know what's going on.
Thank God that you're on my team.
Wasn't he just doing paintballs with Jennifer Garner?
Elon?
Yeah, no.
Trump shouting out Elon during his speech was an important moment because the White House has repeatedly claimed, for legal reasons, that Elon Musk is most certainly not in charge of DOGE, and just last week pinned the whole cost-cutting operation on this Maxinista nobody's ever heard of, old Amy Gleason, who was on vacation in Mexico. And now they saying Elon's in charge. Last week they said Amy was in charge. How you get hired and fired on the same vacation?
I get the feeling like Amy Gleason might not actually exist.
What were the immediate results of Trump's Muskian lip slip?
Don't ever say it like that.
Musky lip slip was my favorite Axe body spray variant.
Trump said that Elon wasn't in charge. Then he gets on TV, says Elon is in charge. So on Thursday, President Trump appeared to set new limits on Elon's power, telling cabinet secretaries that, quote, staffing decisions will be left up to them, not Elon and his Department of Government Efficiency. But Trump made sure to add this.
If they can cut, it's better. And if they don't cut, then Elon will do the cutting.
But wasn't the premise of the question, what did Trump do to walk it back?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he just double down? Isn't he saying if you don't fire, Elon's going to do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
What he said is that you're in charge, and I need you to fire him. But if you don't, I will demote Elon down to your position, and then he will fire. And then after he's fired, I will promote Elon back up to the position. Out of that 99 minutes, what was the one line that you was just like, oh my God, what
the transgender mice. They're turning the mice trans.
It was this statement about waste uncovered by DOGE.
$8 million for making mice transgender.
Is it real?
No, I mean, I wish it was. It sounds fun.
How do we know that the government doesn't have an Area 51 lab where they making the trans mice?
How would you know if a mice was trans? How would you know if a mouse was trans? How would you know?
Because they love Bud Light.
Yeah. We have to stop joking about this because it's not a real thing and we're normalizing it a little too much. Trans mice is not real, but the issue is that people aren't sure if Trump was referring to money used for transgenic studies on mice, which was done for asthma and cancer, or whether he was referring to cuts in money used for a study on how gender hormones affect the microbiome of mice. How did Democrats protest Trump's lies during the speech?
Forcefully, something we could get behind. It was so inspirational.
Some walked out, some tuned out, and then there was this, the silent but stunning rebuke of Trump and his lies. But those signs made courtesy of the Honorable Congressman Wile E. Coyote.
I liked the signs.
There was also the Democrats dusting off a 7-year-old meme to do this.
This Choose Your Fighter video, their take on a rather old TikTok trend.
Clever or cringe?
Okay. The signs seem pretty good now. I didn't see that. That's real?
Yeah, that happened this week.
Oh, no.
So that was cringe to you?
Let them do it. Let these people make a stupid fucking video. Every time they get together and are like, hey guys, what should we do? I don't know, something stupid. Let them fucking have it. Let them do anything.
Okay, you're
That's
saying that
what
now,
doing.
Amber, but then next week, if they're planking for Medicaid, are we getting what we need? One Democrat did bring some heat to the speech, though. Which Democrat brought the heat?
It was a young man who stood up and went, we ought to stay together.
Yes, it was Al Green, who was ejected by Speaker Johnson for disorderly conduct. Here's what Green had to say for himself.
It's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security.
I love this guy.
I'm just grateful that the Democrats held the line. None of them voted to censure him. What happened?
Actually, Michael,
What?
10 Democrats joined the Republicans in the vote.
No.
Here's Mike Johnson dropping the hammer.
The House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured.
What happens to him now?
That's on his permanent record, Alex. He's not going to get into Columbia now.
After the vote, Democrats sang a Negro spiritual to support their colleague.
Roy, I will flip this whole fucking desk. I swear to Christ.
Bonus question.
Roy.
What was
Which
the song?
Negro spiritual did they sing?
No way.
Michael,
No way.
hit it, Michael.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. But then they went into bass. How low can you go? Death row. What a brother know. Once again, back is the. It was very surprising, but it was beautifully executed.
What? Civil rights 90 CNC Music Factory crossover that you just did.
Straight out of Compton.
Technically a Negro spiritual. It's about struggle. It's about overcoming a form of oppression.
And about a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
You feel like every black person just turned to you right there and was like...
Oh, I felt it. I felt it.
It's, you know, it's two black people right behind you, right over your shoulder.
I'm very aware.
Democrats showed their support for Al Green by breaking into an impromptu rendition of We Shall Overcome. But if you're frustrated with Democrats, here's Chuck Schumer with the bold path forward.
The best way to organize and protest is to organize. Organizing is hard, but it's effective, and that's what we're doing.
Got it. So the best way to organize is to organize. And that's how you organize. If you organize, then you don't have to organize because you're already organized.
Actually, the best way to organize is to throw away everything that doesn't spark joy.
Amber and Alex, watch the clips and tell me, what is the story?
Okay, so there's shipping containers.
Yep.
Oh, and the stock is
red
dropping.
lines are down.
Oh, and there's an American flag and a Chinese flag.
Oh, two men about to kiss? This seems to be about
It's a trade war.
the trade wars. It's soon to be a movie on HBO.
Yes, I'll give you points for that. The story is Tariff Palooza 2025 is on. But it may be on, it may be off, it may be on again, which is made for a chaotic week in Trump's foreign policy. Doesn't feel like he's playing three-dimensional chess. Feels like he's playing this game.
Bed Bugs is the frantic new catch and capture game where you pick the color and then scramble to get the most bugs.
What game is that?
I had that game. It was bed bugs.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no matter what we think he's doing, we know for sure it's definitely not a trade war.
Some call it a trade war. I call it smart.
This is not a trade war, right? This is a drug war.
Are we definitely in a trade war?
Yeah, this is a trade war.
I love how one person trying to defend it was like, no, it's not a trade war. It's another thing we weren't able to execute successfully. It's a drug war. It's a thing we've been losing for 50 years.
Yeah, on Tuesday, Trump initiated major new tariffs of 25% on Canada and Mexico and added 10% to existing Chinese tariffs, bringing their total up to 20%. Why would Donald Trump add more tariffs?
When two countries love each other very much.
The New York Times reported that the tariffs were put in place with no clear rationale. Let's be fair, maybe Trump has a legitimate reason. Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
What's the problem? Like the statement goes, you can't make an omelet without taking out a second mortgage. Everybody knows it. How did the world receive the news of Trump's tariffs?
They think we are so smart.
Stocks plummeted this week, wiping out all post-election gains for the S&P 500. And here's, more specifically, the Canadian reaction to tariffs.
Today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. Make that make sense.
We have hurt his feelings so much.
Now, according to the administration, there's one big reason we need to protect ourselves from Canada right now. Does anybody know what that reason is?
Does Justin Bieber have a brother?
Here's White House trade advisor Peter Navarro with the answer.
Canada has been taken over, Brett, by Mexican cartels.
Which means whoever's in charge of that space between Mexico and Canada, that space right there, they are not doing a good job. China reacted with a tweet from its embassy that said, quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. If that ain't some Tupac Death Row Records level threat.
Wait, what? That's a real tweet?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's really scary.
If you pretend this isn't real, it's kind of exciting. Right?
Is that your remedy for the next 4 years?
It's very helpful. Just pretend it's not actually happening.
It's called disassociation, Roy.
Thank you.
What HR issue is Trump dealing with this week that may also throw a wrench into his plan?
Was somebody not racist enough?
The HR issue that Trump is dealing with right now is Elon Musk and Marco Rubio are beefing. According to the New York Times, Trump got his crew together on Thursday, and during the meeting, quote, Elon was letting Rubio have it, accusing him of failing to slash his staff. But Rubio said Musk was not being truthful. So then Musk told Rubio he's good on TV, with the clear subtext being that he's not good for much else.
What's crazy about that is he's not even good on TV.
Look, I don't want to get into the middle of this at all. Like,
you understand that you're on a TV show specifically to get into the middle of it.
No, I'm aware, but these guys are very vindictive, and they can be. And is there a camera I can look at? Like, hey,
look on 5.
Mr. President, or just I'll call you Elon. I don't agree with any of the stuff being said. I think you're doing a great job. We can all live in space. You go first.
We'll be right back, and as we go to break, we'll have Michael Ian Black lead us in a singing of the Negro spiritual, We Shall Overcome. We'll be right back. It's time for Like Curious. I give you 3 biographical details about a public figure, but only one is true. You have to guess which is the truth and which are dirty, filthy, nasty lies. Let's get started. Time for 3 facts about former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Hey, don't talk that way about your next mayor. Shut up.
Our facts are, he likes to call himself a, quote, cool dude in a loose mood. He once got into a fist fight with Tim Allen. He has been to over 100 Jimmy Buffett concerts.
What I want is for him to fight Tim Allen, and I want to watch it.
I think anyone who's a cool dude in a loose mood has definitely also been to over 100 Jimmy Buffett concerts.
I don't see him saying
cool dude in a loose mood.
No, when he sexually harasses, he says he's just being Italian. So I'm going to say 3 is true. What do you think?
We think Andrew Cuomo is a parrot head.
Andrew Cuomo regularly refers to himself as a cool dude in a loose mood.
No.
Yes, check it out.
I think I'm sort of a laid-back, cool dude in a loose mood.
Just a cool dude in a loose mood. I'm a cool dude in a loose mood. You know that. I just say, let it go. Just go with the flow, baby, you know.
It's disqualifying.
That is disqualifying all on its own.
If it had been a different phrase, or is it just the fact that he's rhyming? Like if he'd have said, I'm a handsy Italian, that's quite a rapscallion.
I could see saying it once when you're a little drunk, but it's become his personal motto, and that's what's offensive.
Everyone knows that New Yorkers would never elect a man for mayor who speaks in rhymes.
All my haters become my waiters when I sit down at the table of success.
Oh, no, that's a good one. All my haters become my waiters. Well, go get me some sweet tea with your broke ass.
I thought he said, all my haters become irater.
It still works.
It still works. That's what I thought.
Now, that one you can keep for yourself.
Now, cool dude in a loose mood, this is not the first time anybody has said this. Does anyone know where Andrew Cuomo got the phrase from?
Chuck Schumer.
We cannot confirm, but it is very highly possible that Cuomo got the phrase from this.
Cheetos presents Chester Cheetah. I'm Chester Cheetah. I'm just a cool dude in a loose mood. Until I see those Cheetos.
Nothing will ever be more satisfying than that.
That explains all the orange dust on the blouses of female staffers. Andrew
Andrew Cuomo is now leading in some polls for New York City mayor 4 years after after he resigned as governor amid accusations of sexual harassment. Does anyone remember how he defended himself?
He said he's like a hugger or something like that.
Cuomo played this slideshow to defend himself. And to be clear, this is a video that his team made.
I do it with everyone. Black and white, young and old, straight and LGBTQ, powerful people, friends, strangers, people who I meet on the street.
You might be next. I'm coming for you, bitch. We actually have footage of Cuomo's team when they found a new picture of him being a little creepy.
We got one!
Time for 3 facts about 2-time Oscar winner Adrien Brody. Our facts are, he dated Melissa Rivers. His high school drama teacher told him he should go to law school. He used to create hip-hop beats under the name A Ranger.
It's gotta be 3.
Has to be 3.
I've had too much of this. It cannot be 3. I cannot.
Are you still mad about the Timothy Chalamet rapping clip from last week?
It hurt my feelings, and I don't want to talk about that.
So you're saying you couldn't possibly deal with video of another person cringefully doing hip-hop?
If another person cringefully did hip-hop on this show, I would have a meltdown. Uh-oh. If you have footage, Roy! If you have footage!
Adrien Brody created hip-hop beats under the name A Ranger.
No!
Roll the
We wild in this place. My man over here, he gonna wreck your face. Wreck your face.
Oh my God!
Can I just say something? I think he's pretty good.
This has been Like Curious. It's time for Missing Words. Here's your headline. Pokemon-shaped Cheeto sells for blank.
Sells for 3 grilled cheese that have the face of Jesus in them.
This is going to be some sickening amount of money, isn't it?
Alex, you're always a bummer.
Pokemon-shaped Cheetos sells for over $87,000.
That's how much my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather gets in Social Security checks every month.
A flaming hot Cheeto that kind of looks like a Charizard sold at auction for more money than most of us make in a year. Let's show people what an actual Charizard looked like. And here's the Cheeto.
Oh shit, yeah, it's a Charizard.
That's cool.
Do you believe in miracles now?
Yeah.
$87,000, starting to feel like a bargain. I mean, look at that.
Here's your headline. Blank are banned from nudist beaches in Germany.
Black men. Don't make them feel bad.
Clothed troublemakers are banned from nudist beaches in Germany.
But unclothed troublemakers we love.
Show us your tits, Fraulein.
Oh my God. Show us your tits, Fraulein is the name of my fantasy football team.
Can anyone tell me what U.S. newsmaker made headlines this week for their own no-clothes policy?
John Fetterman.
They found out that none of them are wearing clothes from the waist down, just like us.
The answer is Luigi Mangione. Federal murder defendant and heir to the Peter Gallagher eyebrow fortune. What was old Luigi's nude news?
I heard about this against my will.
It was not against my will. It was part of my will.
There are videotapes of this young gentleman engaged in intercourse.
Making love?
Yes. With John Fetterman. No. It's a sex tape.
Yes, Luigi's nude news. According to Radar Online, Luigi allegedly got freaky before his arrest and filmed, quote, at least 20 videos of him having sex. The source also said, quote, "It wasn't just some grainy late night mistake. It was perfect lighting and everything. He wanted to be watched." That boy set up the tripod, he had the LED lights, he had the nice camera.
But I'm glad that this generation has a hot assassin that's willing to make sex tapes. And I'm grateful that, Ted Kaczynski didn't.
You know they're gonna submit them sex tapes as part of the trial. You know people gonna be running to try and get on that jury now. Can I look at the evidence?
It's an extremely hung jury.
That's Missing Words. More after the break. Welcome back to Have I Got News for You. It's time for the Offendometer. Here's how it works. Teams have to tell us who's the offender, what they did, and who they offended. Let us begin. Who is this offender?
Is that Pam Bondi?
It's definitely a Republican because of herself.
Yeah.
That's Attorney General Pam Bondi, seen here watching an innocent man hang. Who did Pam offend?
She offended people who wanted to see the Epstein list, right? She said she was going to release them, and then it turned out Donald Trump's name was all over them, probably. And so they aren't being released, right?
Yes, Pam Bondi offended MAGA conspiracy theorists by releasing the Epstein files, phase 1, which mostly contained, quote, "files that have been circulating in the public domain for years." She just basically took the Epstein list and was like, all right, we put 2 more cuts on the album. Here's the Paminator teasing the release on Jesse Waters.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk. When can we see them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Could she be lying?
The MAGA conspiracy theorists were also mad about the unusual way in which the Epstein list was released. What was that atypical way?
They invited all these influencers to a Chili's in Washington, D.C.
You're right about the who. I don't know if we can verify the location.
Yeah.
Bondi released the files in binders directly to specific online influencers, which infuriated serious journalists like Hercules star Kevin Sorbo, who tweeted, quote, "Our government used children who were trafficked as a publicity stunt. Disgusting." And our favorite MAGA Muppet, Laura Loomer, she tweeted, quote, "I think she should resign." Still no word from Scott Baio. We don't know how he feels about it. All right, let's see your offender.
Okay, it's Stephen A. Smith, yes?
Yes, that is Stephen A. Smith. Bigger question, who did he offend this week?
I don't follow sports that much, so I'm pretty excited to know this because I saw it recently. He offended LeBron James.
Points for Laurie. Yes.
Our greatest football player.
Stephen A. Smith offended LeBron James when he said this about LeBron's son back in January on ESPN's First Take.
"I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. We know that he's not ready yet."
Now, you would think after Stephen A. Smith said that, he would just chill out. But the next day on his YouTube show, he went on to say more.
We got to be real about what we're seeing. I am not a person that had a problem with Bronny James being on the court for the season opener with LeBron James. My position has always been that should have been the only moment we saw Bronny James in a Lakers uniform this season because he's not ready.
Alex isn't ready, but we let him on the show.
I actually did my time at the Have I Got News for You Development League, 2 floors down. My dad is Roy Wood Sr., so
Okay, so then the question to everybody. You have a sportscaster who is criticizing your son, saying he ain't ready, the only reason he in the league is because of you. If that sportscaster just happened to be courtside at a game you're playing, how would you as a father handle seeing that sportscaster in person? What'd you think old LeBron did when he saw Stephen A?
He probably said, thank you for the constructive criticism.
Here's what happened when LeBron caught up with Stephen A at the Knicks-Lakers game on Thursday night. I'm pretty sure he was saying, keep my son's name out your mouth. Stephen A went on ESPN's First Take to recap the confrontation. He said this.
That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son.
Before this, LeBron was probably one of my favorite basketball players, but given this confrontation, he's definitely my favorite basketball player.
But that's not all. He also went on to say this.
Based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception, and he confronted me about it.
Seemed like he heard exactly what you said. Here's how Stephen A. Smith closed.
I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James.
I think what we know above all is who we need to be sending in to negotiate with Trump to calm Trump down. If LeBron James can make Stephen A. Smith chill out for a day, then that's who Zelensky need to be calling. That's Offender Meter. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for Odd One Out teams. Here's how Odd One Out works. I'm going to show everybody 4 pictures. You have to guess which one sticks out, like Mike Johnson at a screening of Honora. Here's your group of 4. We have Charlie XCX, Paul Rudd, Tiffany Haddish, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Who's the odd one out?
Singer. Rudd's the odd one out, right?
Nah, it's never that easy. Tiffany Haddish is not a singer. Oh, I know what it is. Tiffany, Paul, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, all dear friends.
No. I hate that I'm the one pointing this out. Lynn's the only one who's not Jewish.
Oh. Charlie XCXCX? That's not a Jewish name, XCXCX.
It was short for Excavich, but she shortened it.
The odd one out is Charlie XCX.
Dang it.
All the rest used to work as bar and bat mitzvah entertainers. What? Bonus points. Does anyone know which one of those 4 converted to Judaism in adulthood?
It's Tiffany Haddish.
Yes, points for Alex. Tiffany Haddish had a bat mitzvah at age 40. It is the basis for the Girls Trip sequel, Girls Trip 2, Black Ass Birthright. Paul Rudd used to make ends meet as a bar mitzvah MC. And yes, there is footage. Question, how did Paul Rudd describe watching that footage to the New Yorker?
Like fingernails down a chalkboard.
Paul said it, quote, was like watching myself in a porno. We're gonna play a very quick game here, panel. I'll name a musician, and you tell me if that musician has ever played a bar or a bar mitzvah.
I'm gonna be good at this.
First up, Nicki Minaj.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember when this happened.
Correct. Nicki Minaj performed Anaconda at a bar mitzvah in 2015 and posted one of her best Instagram photos of all time to memorialize the night. This is the photo. The caption read, "Get a load of these little hunks I met last night at the bar mitzvah."
When you're 13 in the Jewish faith, you become a man. And I think Anaconda is the perfect song to welcome you into manhood.
One more. Kanye West.
Yeah.
Oh.
Has Kanye ever performed at a bar mitzvah?
Here's the thing. No one's an anti-Semite in their prime. No one's an anti-Semite in their prime. Right? Yeah, Kanye back in his prime. He performed at a bar mitzvah.
Kanye West, surprisingly, has not performed at a bar mitzvah, But in 2011, Kanye told former CNN President Jeff Zucker that he would perform at one for $1 million. Zucker declined to pay Kanye that much and instead hired a much less controversial rapper to perform for his son's big day. Who was that rapper?
It's Drake.
Okay, Drake over here. Michael, you have a deep hip-hop catalog.
2011?
2011.
Watch this. Name one other rapper.
Adrian Brody.
The answer is Drake.
You got
it. Double bonus points. Who can tell me which member of tonight's panel is seen at their own bar mitzvah in this photo?
The sweetie.
That's me signing the contract to have Drake perform.
Did you have a theme for your bar mitzvah?
Yeah, I was raised so religious, my theme was Judaism.
That was odd one out. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for Meet in the Middle, where we find common ground between two people who would never be caught hanging out together. On one side, we have Dame Judi Dench, Zoe Saldana, Jeff Bezos, and Pedro Pascal. And on the other side, Kristen Bell, Goldie Hawn, President Andrew Jackson, and Russell Brand. All right, first up, we've got Dirty Birdies. Which two of these people owned foul-mouthed parrots?
If it's not Dame Judi Dench, I mean, if you've been appointed a dame and you don't buy a cursing parrot, you're doing something wrong.
Andrew Jackson's parrot had to be removed from his funeral for cursing too much. So I know that for a fact, which is the only thing I know, but it's so good.
This is your Slumdog Millionaire movie.
I'm so
Okay, you got Andrew Jackson. Pick one from the other side.
I would also pick Dame Judi Dench.
All around correct. Judi Dench and President Andrew Jackson both foul-mouthed African gray parrots. Judi Dench had a foul-mouthed parrot named Sweetheart, and Sweetheart was known to say phrases like, quote, "You're a slut," and "You're a slag." President Andrew Jackson indeed had a potty-mouthed parrot named Pole, who allegedly swore so much at Jackson's funeral that he was kicked out. Fun fact, that parrot's dialogue at the funeral was the inspiration for Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Django Unchained. All right, next up, we've got eyeball oddballs. Which two of these people can independently move their eyeballs?
Oh my God.
I want to say Patrick Stewart, just because it seems like such a weird
That's not
thing.
Patrick Stewart, that's Jeff Bezos.
Oh, that's Jeff Bezos? That's not Patrick. Yeah, I was totally serious.
It's not Patrick Stewart, bro.
I say Pascal.
Okay, Pascal and Kristen Bell?
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is Kristen Bell and Zoe Saldana. Here's the reigning Best Supporting Actress winner showing off her stupid human trick. And not to be outdone, here's Kristen Bell doing hers.
Cool.
All right, let's do Go-Go Gaga. Which two of these people used to be go-go dancers?
I think it's Goldie Hawn and I think it's Pedro Pascal.
Okay,
I'm going to
so
say
we got-
Pedro Pascal and Goldie Hawn, because Goldie Hawn got her start in laughing.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal and Goldie Hawn were both go-go dancers. Pedro Pascal was a go-go dancer in Madrid, and he looks back on the time fondly, saying, quote, "I didn't take off my clothes, but I was a dancer and had silver hair. I have some photos that are just to die for."
Pam Bondi says she's going to release them any day now.
We didn't get to Jeff Bezos and Russell Brand, but they've both taken a conservative turn lately and were key players in questionable life choices by Katy Perry. More after the break. Welcome back. It's time for Which is Higher. The rules could not be simple. I give you two unrelated numbers from the news and pop culture. You tell me which number you think is higher, panel. Which is higher? The price of this luxury strawberry at fancy Los Angeles grocery store Erewhon, or the price of one ticket to see Kid Rock this month in Section 313 of the KFC Yum Center?
Okay, the strawberry is $19. And by the way, it tasted great, and I didn't buy it. I think it's probably still Kid Rock, because is he really charging less than $18 a ticket?
I'm going to guess you can get the strawberry for $19, like you said. I'm going to guess you can get Kid Rock tickets, $6.
He's going to be a Kennedy Center honoree next year.
You mean the Rob Schneider Award?
Yeah. The price of the strawberry is higher.
Wow.
The price of one of these single imported Japanese strawberries at Erewhon costs $19. And as of the time of this taping, you can score a ticket to a Kid Rock concert in Louisville for $12.
Oh, Kid. Oh, Mr. Rock.
That's gotta feel good for this panel, because we're all live performers up here, and I know all of our tickets are more than $12.
You can get in for 2 strawberries to my show.
I want to thank our guests, Alex and Laurie, and of course, our team captains, Amber Ruffin and Michael Ian Black. Before we sign off, here are a few more stories we're watching. Birthday boy anxiously awaits Benihana shrimp toss. Your friend knows you stole that joke from a meme. I'm Roy Wood Jr., and I'll see you next week for another episode of Have I Got News for You? And remember, there's still 2 people stranded